Hey guys, it's Story. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My puppy dog is going to be in the video today, apparently. I'm actually filming upstairs. I usually don't film up here, but the lighting is never my friend downstairs and it's winter, so it's just really hard to film right now when you use natural lighting. So I'm sitting on my bedroom floor beside my bed, so that's why my dog is laying here. But today I'm going to go over the books that I want to read in 2022. I'm going to be doing this yearly TBR a little differently. I'll also mention that if you hear any noises like cars and planes and stuff like that, I am kind of near a highway, so sorry if there's a lot of background noise. So how I usually do these videos is I will go over my TBR for last year, telling you what books I actually did read off that TBR, what I thought about them, and then if there are any books that I didn't read last year that I want to then move over to the New Year's TBR. It looks like I was very ambitious last year. And if you didn't already know, I did not have a very good reading year, so yeah, I had a basically year-long reading slump, on and off for 2 years really now. So reading is just like way different for me than it used to be. But I have 16 books on here. I wanted to catch the lighting while I still had it, so I'm actually not going to show any physical books in this video. I'll just scoot over and show you a picture. I'm kind of going to do something similar this year, except I want to really focus on finishing books that I started in 2021, or even before that, some books that I chose to DNF, but now I kind of want to finish this year just because I've already started them and I just want to get through them. Some of them I did enjoy, I just put them down. I just wasn't in a good headspace or reading space, or I didn't want that genre, that sort of thing. So I'm gonna go over all the books I plan to finish this year, but before I get to that, let's go over my 2020 and 2021 TBR. So I'm not gonna show the 2020 TBR. The only books that I wanted to move to my 2021 TBR that I didn't finish that year was the Six of Crows duology. I did read Six of Crows, but I have not read Crooked Kingdom this year. I just could not find the mental capacity to start and finish a fantasy. I am on a fantasy right now, and it's not going great. I read a fantasy before it and was the biggest disappointment I've ever had in a book, like of all time. One of my favorite series, Once Upon a Broken Heart. I have a vlog that I'll link down below, but I'm not gonna get into that. I'm reading another series right now. It is a sequel as well, and I am halfway through it, and the first half has just been horrible. So the fantasies I have chosen just haven't worked out for me, but I know Crooked Kingdom is gonna be 5 out of 5 stars, and the second season of Shadow and Bone on Netflix is gonna come out this year, I'm sure, if not this year, the next year. So I really want to read Crooked Kingdom. I think my reading plans for right now, I am going to probably pick up a book next that's not fantasy, and then I'm going to read Crooked Kingdom. I will of course do a reading vlog for that, for the Six of Crows fans. I did one for Six of Crows as well that I'll link down below. But yeah, didn't read it in 2021, so that also is going on my 2022 TBR list. And then the other book was Little Women. I don't know if I will get to it this year. If I do, it's going to be out of pure enjoyment, so I don't think I want to put it on my TBR. I think that's what keeps me from reading books a lot of the time, is putting them on my TBR, whereas I'm more of a mood reader, so TBRs really don't work for me. Super ironic to say in a TBR video, but Crooked Kingdom is going to be the only book for my 2020 TBR that I'm moving over, and that's just ridiculous because it was 2 years ago. I really do want to watch the movie Little Women, that's why I want to read the book first, but like I said, I'm gonna do it out of enjoyment. I'm not gonna do it because it's on my TBR. So I'll pop on the screen here what my actual 2021 TBR was and what books I completed. So yeah, this looks even worse than what I did in 2020, because in 2020 I only had 10 books and I read 5 of them. Last year I had 16 books on my list and I read 2 of them. I read Addie LaRue, which was on my worst books of the year. If you haven't seen that yet, I will link it down below. And Once Upon a Broken Heart, which was also on my worst books of the year. So as you can see, TBRs don't really work for me. So I'm doing it a little differently this year. I'm gonna have less books on my TBR, and it's more of like books I just want to finish, and then some extra books in there I have wanted to read like for enjoyment that I'm totally happy with being on a TBR, if that makes any sense. I will say there are some books on here that will be repeating to my new TBR that I started but didn't finish. The first one being Malibu Rising. So I'm not going to explain each of these books because I've explained all of these books on my channel several times. So if you want to know what these books are about, you can just go to my channel and search the book. And the videos of mine where I talk about that book should show up for you. I do want to finish Malibu Rising this year. I did enjoy it. I just couldn't go on with it. I really enjoyed the parents' backstory more than what was happening in the current time. And when this happens in books, like it's just really hard for me when there's two different time eras we're following and I'm not a fan of one of them, because I hate the feeling of just like waiting for the other time era. And this one in particular wasn't all the time, it was like a third of the time. That's why I just wasn't enjoying it, but we'll definitely be picking that up this summer, as well as Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. I started this for a video actually that I was gonna do. It was kind of a secret vlog. I still do want to do that video, so I'm not going to say what it was. I didn't really have any feelings about this book before I put it down. It was just like, okay, nothing was really happening and the characters still hadn't even met yet. When books are slow paced, it's just so hard for me to get through because I do not like slow pace. I'm not a slow pace reader. I read for entertainment. I need things to happen. Like, give me good characters, but give me something happening in the plot. The plot doesn't even have to be like good. I just need things to happen. Other than that, on this list, I will say that Kingdom of the Wicked will be read this year. It doesn't even really need to be on my TBR because I am going to pick it up soon. I can't decide if I'm going to pick it up before or after Crooked Kingdom, but it's definitely going to be read here soon, so that's definitely happening. I just know I'm going to love this series, but I like keep myself from picking it up for some reason. I want to get in the habit of picking up books and series that I know I'm going to love. Sometimes I just feel like I have too high of expectations and I just don't give it a chance because I feel like I'm already going to be disappointed because I know of my own expectations, when in reality, like, if I feel like I'm going to like it or love it in this case, like, just pick it up and read it. I don't know what's wrong with me. And that's it for my 2021 TBR. Sorry to disappoint with that one. So the other books that I have not finished that I'm planning on finishing this year is The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. So I was sent this by the publisher to read. I think it wasn't an ARC, it was a finished copy. I started it and I did enjoy it, but I put it down. I did this right after I put down Malibu Rising as well, so I must have not wanted that type of book at the time. So yeah, I feel like I'll probably finish Malibu Rising first. Soulmate Equation was good. Nothing had happened yet. The two main characters kind of had just met and she had did his little science experiment thing and then I stopped. So yeah, I love Christina Lauren. I kind of feel like, and I hate saying the word maturing as a reader because, like, I'll say evolving. I think I'm evolving as a reader where romance is starting to bore me more. I think I've read so much romance that, like, I need something fresh, something new to happen, something different and unique. And a lot of Christina Lauren's books, they all have the same equation. In the past, I've always loved that equation, but I think I'm just, getting bored of it. I think I just need something different. So yeah, I plan to finish this book. Also, Daisy Jones and the Six. So I featured this in my Books I DNF'd video. Those books were mainly books I don't plan on picking up. But I thought about this and I listened to like 2/3, maybe even 3/4 of this audiobook and put it down. And although I wasn't a big fan of it, especially not as big as most of the people on YouTube, like, everyone loves this book. I'm an Evelyn Hugo girl. I just feel like Evelyn, Hugo, Daisy Jones, they're like in two separate categories and I'm just on Evelyn's side. But in my eyes, honestly, this is an audiobook I could probably get through pretty quickly since I only had like a fourth or a third left, so might as well. I still feel like people will be disappointed with my review just because I wasn't liking it, so I have a feeling I'm not going to rate it very high. So just a little heads up for the people that love Daisy Jones and the Six. The show is coming out. I'm pretty sure it's a show, not a movie. I'm not sure where it's going to be on, which streaming service, and I didn't really plan to watch it, but I think if I do end up finishing the book, I might as well watch it because I just like doing that sort of thing. So yeah, other than that, I'm not sure if I want to put this on my TBR. I'm not even writing all these books down. I'm just gonna have this video to go back to, but I think I might read the second half of Breaking Dawn. So as most of you know, I'm a big Twilight girl. I love Twilight. I have a ton of Twilight content. I have a whole playlist of all my Twilight content. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll link it down below as well. But I read I want to say like the first half of the second part of Breaking Dawn, and I know it's not 2 books, so it really shouldn't be counted as 2 books, but I went ahead, I think I marked it as read on Goodreads and read it and all that because I was doing this really big Twilight reread and I needed to get to Midnight Sun. Midnight Sun had just came out, and so I put Breaking Dawn down, rated it for a second time, all that, picked up Midnight Sun, and I never came back to Breaking Dawn. And sometimes I just kind of want to be back in that world. Like, I watch the movies all the time, obviously, but really like the book's version of the whole Twilight Saga story. So yeah, I think I'm going to do it. Honestly, that book was really hard to get through. I realized that I like Breaking Dawn less than I did when I was younger. I loved Breaking Dawn when I was older because I did not see all that was going to happen in Breaking Dawn. I thought it was going to be your typical like Bella and Edward love story, and it wasn't. There was all these vampires and politics and the big fight and going off of premonitions and Renesmee. Like, obviously didn't think Renesmee was gonna happen. Didn't think Jacob imprinting on Renesmee was gonna happen. So me as a 13, 14-year-old, I lived for Breaking Dawn. But yeah, now as an adult, rereading Breaking Dawn, I would probably put Breaking Dawn and New Moon kind of side by side. I really love Twilight and I really love Eclipse. Movie-wise, I'm not a big fan of Eclipse. I can't get past the wigs and the horrible eye contacts. So anyways, I think those are all the books that I need to finish this year. If I think of any more books that I need to finish, I will end up putting it in the description down below, because like I said, I am going to come back to this video to remind myself of what books I'm trying to read. I never do that. I usually just write it in my phone and go back to my phone, but it's kind of taunting when it's in a list, especially when you're a type 3 like me. Thank you guys so much for watching, for being here. I really appreciate it. Of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe and give this video a like if you like TBR videos. I know I don't do them very often. Let me know if you want me to do like seasonal TBRs. And besides that, follow me on all my socials. I have a TikTok now. I don't think I've talked about it on my channel yet. So yeah, I have a TikTok. It's @Storybook. My Instagram is @Storybook as well. So follow me over there if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in my next video.